What's up, everybody? I'm going to give you some tips today on what to look for when choosing the right IMO for you. There are quite a few different types of structures out there for IMOs. I've met people in organizations that make as little as 40% commission, and I have met people that make as much as 140% commission or 150% commission. So, just a couple things real quick with these types of structures, you're going to get different things. The more comp you get, the less assistance you're going to get on the back end. You may have to pay for your own leads, pay for everything, pay for um, training other agents. You may be on the bill for all of it. But on the other end, you start out on the lower side of it, you're at 40, 50, 60% comp. You may be getting a free lead program. You may get all the leads you want absolutely free. I have heard that there is a program out there that, if somebody's at a 40% comp, they actually don't even have to pay their own chargebacks. So you're really in it with no liability, nothing out of pocket. You don't have to pay chargebacks if they come. They actually have a team. That's why they cut your comp, is they actually have a team on the back end to help keep your business on the books. So they're paying somebody to follow up with people that have insufficient funds or miss the payment and all that stuff. When you're solely on your own, you have to do all that. So either it's you doing it or you have to hire somebody to do it. In my office, that's how we operate. I'm at a pretty high comp level and we're pretty much on our own. But we've been doing this for 5 years and we understand that. So we have an assistant in our office and that is her whole job is to keep business on the books. Call carriers every morning, check everything. How come this didn't get paid? How come this didn't get put through? So not only are we having to figure out how to get paid, because clients not paying their bills, we also have to call the carriers and figure out why they're not paying us. Why are they just sitting on the commissions? What is it that's taking so long? So we call every single day and try to get stuff pushed through. So tip for choosing the right IMO. So like I said, I gave you a couple of examples there of, what you may be looking for if you've got no income coming into this, you probably want to start at a lower comp and get full support. Or if you have, maybe you got a couple years under your belt and you're just looking to change, looking to get to that next level, and you want all the comp you can get. Either way, this is my advice when looking for somewhere to go, is it really doesn't matter which IMO you go with because it's not the IMO that's going to make you successful or unsuccessful. So this is what I tell a lot of people because I get this question a lot. People are like, what's a good IMO to go to? What's the best place to go to for this? There's really no best place. This is what I look for when when I was looking for a place to go. This is what you need to make a decision on. You need to make a decision on your upline, your mentor, your trainer, whoever that person is. That's where your decision should be made. So when you're talking to people, you're getting recruited or you're looking to get recruited to go to a different IMO, there's certain questions that you need to ask. So I've learned this along the way when getting into, contracting and stuff like that. Before you get into contracting with somebody, you need to find out what limitations there are. What I mean by that is I get agents that are like, oh, I got contracts with so and so, at IMO, and they told me I could do this and this and this and whatever I wanted, and then I wanted to start selling ACA, and then they couldn't get me the contracts. Maybe they're so low down the down line, you know, that maybe they've only been in the business for a few months and they recruited you. Well, maybe their upline doesn't have the contracts you need to get the ACA. Maybe they don't have health contracts at all. That actually happened to me. I kind of got stuck in a situation where I wanted to start doing a little bit of health, maybe Medicare, ACA, whatever. Well, my upline's upline didn't have a health license. So that's stopped right there. So that's something you need to ask when you get in to talking with folks, mentors, trainers. What contracts do you have? If I wanted a certain contract, could you get it for me? Let's say I like writing business with a certain carrier with final expense and you guys don't have it, would you be willing to get that for me? If they won't, probably not a good idea. Let's say, hey, I got this idea of, while I'm selling final expense, I'm going into low income people's homes. So, in my opinion, especially knowing what I know now, if I would have went into the home with an ACA contract, if I could offer somebody, health insurance year round because they had a low income SEP, I mean, why would you not do that? Why would you not set your people up with final expense and be able to still write health insurance? Those are the things you need to know. Can I do health insurance? A lot of people tell you you can, but they don't actually have the contract. So you need to make sure that they have the contracts, that you're able to get them, and they're not so far down the down line that they can't do anything. So that's kind of where when I'm, talking to somebody that's potentially wanting to join our agency, I tell them that up front. Like I'm at the top. So what that means for you is whatever you want to do, I can get it. If I don't already have it, I can get those contracts. I don't have to jump through hoops, and make sure 3 or 4 people above me have to get those contracts first. I can get pretty much whatever contracts I want. So those are questions you need to ask. Support. Is the person that's recruiting you going to be the one training you? That's the next thing because you get a lot of people that, oh, I wrote X amount of dollars. I wrote $500,000, way back when. And now they're not writing anything. All they're doing is building a team and they go and speak at all these events and, they attract a lot of people. They're, passionate about what they do. And then you're like, hey, I want to work with you. And they're like, okay, perfect. Let's get you contracted. And then once you get contracted, you don't ever see that person again. They actually stick you with somebody that's actually writing business, somebody down the down line. They're sticking you under somebody else. They're training you. You're not actually getting trained by the person that recruited you. So that's where we are right now. My wife and I are still producing, and we train people to do exactly what we do. So we're not one of those, teams that just brings you in and he says, okay, we're going to stick you over here, stick you under there. No, you're being trained by us. So that's something you need to know. Who's going to be training me? Because if somebody's not training you that's writing business, then you probably don't want to partner with them. If they're just recruiting you and hoping you'll figure it out along the way, probably not going to work. You need to be trained by somebody that is writing business and writing business at a high level. So when you're looking for somebody, how do I know that somebody's going to be a good trainer? Well, how much do they write? How much do you want to write? That's the question. So I'm a firm believer that whatever I do, my downline is going to do half. So if I want my downline to write $20,000 a month, I need to set the bar at 40. Because if I'm only doing 20, they're not going to do 20. So as I set the bar higher, that's going to bring my agent's commissions higher and higher. So we are fortunate enough to have been in this business for, 5 years, doing truckers now for 3 years, and we have a phenomenal system in place and a process. And with me, my wife, and an assistant, we can write $100,000 a month in life insurance premium. So what does that tell you? If you want to learn how to write $50,000 a month, you need to find somebody that's writing 100. If you want to write, $25,000 a month, you need to find somebody that's writing 50. Because like I said, I don't know why this happens, but the top producer on the leaderboard is typically the agency owner, and the next agent under them is typically writing half. The next top producer under them is typically writing half of what they're doing, and then it trickles down from there. So those are just a couple things that I would look for. I I appreciate you guys watching our videos. If you would hit the subscribe button, give me a like. If you have any questions, guys, if you are interested in maybe moving IMOs or you're just unsure about something that's going on, maybe something just seems fishy or not right or whatever, I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. If you want to leave a comment here on the YouTube channel, I'll message you there. Also, you can call the office at 940 9497, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. So appreciate your time, and y'all go get them.